the rain and the wind and the whatever, and you have got a happy monkey. So this is what they think is going to make human beings happy. You give the human beings sex, and don't worry, if you can't find someone from the opposite sex to gratify your animal instinct with, it's okay, you can do it now with someone of the same sex. Yes. Because now homosexuality has been made lawful. You want to make sure everybody's happy, right? And don't worry, soon if you're still not satisfied, they're going to be able to have virtual sex with a computer. Yes. This is in the pipeline. It is in the pipeline. We laugh, but it's the reality. You're going to be able to put on a bodysuit that has various pressure points, and that's what they're saying. They're going to have mates on the computer now. Right? As for food, this society claims, yes, we've given everybody food, we've given everybody shelter, we've provided them with the basic needs of life. According to them, we human beings should now be happy. Our animal instincts are provided for. We should be satisfied. And you find every politician in the West, every politician in the West, they talk about one thing: the economy. The economy. We must have a good economy. We must have more money. We must have more wealth. We must generate more wealth. Why? Because that is their equation. To them, wealth equals happiness. Wealth equals happiness. That is their equation. If you have wealth, you are happy. Wealthful society equals a happy society. Equals wrong. This is not true. In fact, this is a great lie. Money does not make people happy. It doesn't. And the proof is, if you examine the lives of some of the richest people that we find living in the West, if you look at Rockefeller, Howard Hughes, Alexander Onassis, look at the biography of the Getty family, I don't think there is anyone in this room who would be and want to step in their place and have all of their millions and millions of dollars and be as miserable as they want to be. Because you tell me, what is it going to benefit you? What is it going to benefit you if you have millions and millions of pounds and you are not happy? What is it going to benefit you if you have huge amounts of wealth and you're not happy? You would rather be sitting in the gutter. You would rather be sitting in the gutter and be happy than have millions of pounds and be miserable, or millions of dollars and be miserable. That's the reality. So, wealth does not equal happiness. And in fact, just like Coca-Cola and just like the Coca-Cola adverts, we find that what this society is telling us is a lie. It is a lie. They are lying to themselves and they're lying to humanity. The consumer society is in fact destroying humanity as individuals and destroying humanity as a society. And the proof is what we can see with our own eyes. As I said, all of this money, all of this wealth, all of this achievement, all of these material possessions never seem to make these people happy. In fact, we find that they spend huge amounts of time and huge amounts of money trying to forget reality and run away from it. You see, when I was a young man, it used to happen like this. Someone would come home, or he would come back to school, 12 o'clock at night. He would be sick. He would be sick like that, right? And fall asleep in a pool of his own sick. He would wake up in the morning and he would say, "Whoa, I had such a good time last night." You say you had a good time? He said, "What did you do?" He said, "I don't remember. That's why I had such a good time. I got so drunk that I don't remember what I did." In other words, he became in such a state of intoxication, he lost his mind. He forgot. And in fact, even if we look at the words that they use, look at the words they use for when they reach their state of intoxication, whether it is with drugs or with alcohol or something. What do they say? They say, "I got stoned." Stoned. What is that describing? A stone is an inanimate object that doesn't think and that doesn't feel. I got wasted. I was high on cloud nine. I was drunk. I was out of it. In fact, you find that they describe states of self-annihilation. Self-annihilation. In other words, they have reached a state of escaping from themselves. And that's exactly what we find Hollywood, TV, cases for. Escapism. That's what it is. Fantasy and escapism. All of these films, these cartoons, these soap operas, in fact, what do they provide except escapism and fantasy? That someone can go down there, sit in front of that cinema screen, sit in front of that TV screen, and forget about reality. They can escape into their fantasy world. And they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars producing these films, and they don't care because they know that whatever they spend, they're going to make huge amounts more back. This is how desperate the people are. And then they go to the disco. They go to the disco, or the rave, or clubbing, or whatever you call it these days, I don't know. Clubbing or house, I don't know what something. Anyway, once upon a time, seems like a long time ago, only about a few years ago, in England, I don't know about here in Canada, right? But in England, the big thing was what they called rave, right? What they would do is people, literally thousands of people, would somehow pass the information from one to the other, and they would gather in some remote part of the countryside. They would arrive with speakers, with everything, and literally have this big party. And it would go on from nighttime all the way until the morning. Just dancing and dancing and dancing the whole night long. Sometimes they take over warehouses and stuff like that. They call them raves. And I remember that I was once watching this documentary about exactly that, race. I was watching this documentary and they were interviewing this guy. And this guy was covered in sweat from his t-shirt was soaking wet, his hair was soaking wet, and they were interviewing, and it was 7 o'clock in the morning. And behind him the music was still playing and people were still dancing at 7 o'clock in the morning. Right, in my days, you know, we used to go back 3, 4, maybe it's the latest, right? These guys were still going at 7 o'clock in the morning. And they were asking him, why? Why do you do this? Why do you dance and come here and dance all night? He says, I work all week. My life is boring. It's miserable. And I come here and I dance until I lose myself. I get lost in the music, in the atmosphere. You know, this is how he describes